Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for providing me with the opportunity to present the Baloch National Movement's point of view on Balochistan at this esteemed forum. The BNM sincerely welcomes the concern shown for Balochistan's future by this forum. Although it is practically impossible for me to sum up the whole of Baloch problem in such a short time, I will try to present a picture of the situation in Balochistan that is comprehensive as well as precise. The colonial policy of divide and rule has left many nations divided into more than one territorial entities. The Baloch are no exception. Their homeland, once united under the flag of Khanat al-Kalat, is now divided into the boundaries of Pakistan, Iran, and Afghanistan. The arrival of British in South and Central Asia brought far-reaching consequences for the Baloch, like many others. When the British invaded Balochistan in 1839, the country was a United Nation state ruled by the Khan of Kalat. However, when they left in 1947, the Khanat was left with a little piece of land. The other parts of the country given to Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan as a result of controversial and unnatural demarcations. Yet within a year, in 1948, the remaining Khanat was merged with Pakistan through yet another controversial treaty. The ongoing Baloch nationalist struggle aims at the territorial revival of Balochistan. The Baloch have fought 5 wars against Pakistan for the restoration of their freedom since Pakistan's occupation of their homeland. The first war was waged 14 days after the occupation, and the 5th one is currently going on. In turn, Pakistan state has always employed brutal military means to suppress the Baloch freedom struggle, often targeting civilians and non-combatant supporters. This time, it seems more desperate than ever, introducing a new policy of kill and dump, as it is notoriously known among human rights groups which has claimed more than 600 lives and thousands more are at risk of falling prey to it. Masked security personnel from Pakistan security forces barge into homes of Baloch political activists, professionals and intellectuals, blindfold them and whisk them away in the dark of night and broad daylight. Days or months later, their barely tortured and bullet-riddled bodies, sometimes marked with pro-Pakistani slogans through sharp blades, are dumped in deserted areas. New York Times correspondent in Pakistan, Declan Wash, has called this phenomenon Pakistan's Secret Dirty War. Yes, it is Pakistan's Secret Dirty War because the West, preoccupied with the Taliban and Pakistan's nuclear threat, has turned a blind eye towards the grave human rights violation Pakistan is committing in the secular Baloch region. Only because the Baloch don't pose a serious threat to the world as Taliban do. Because they are not religious fanatics, the world has preferred to remain indifferent towards their plight. Western think tanks and intellectuals like Selig Harrison have constantly pointed towards the fact that Pakistan is allocating a lot of resources and energies to Talibanize the secular Baloch areas in order to suppress nationalistic tendencies. Pakistan has always considered religion the most effective tool to assimilate different nationalities into the so-called Pakistani nation, and it has successfully implemented this policy in Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and federally administrated tribal areas FATA. The Baloch, due to their fiercely secular and liberal approach towards life, have so far resisted this policy of radicalization in their areas. However, they will not be able to fight this on their own forever. It is high time the civilized world come to the assistance of the Baloch to maintain their sovereign, liberal and secular way of life. The increasing presence of Lashkar-e-Jangui in Quetta and Mastung areas of Balochistan and its massacre of Balochistan's Shia minority is evident enough that the religious fanatics have the tactical support of Pakistan's establishment. Keeping in view Balochistan's strategic location sandwiched between Pakistan, Afghanistan and Iran, Radicalization of Balochistan would serve the interests of the religious fanatics bent upon destroying the world civilization. The Baloch National Movement urged the international community to help the Baloch in their struggle for an independent state for the sake of secular and liberal values. A free, liberal and secular Balochistan would be a step forward towards a liberal and secular Central Asia. It is often asked what first step should be taken to resolve the Balochistan conflict. The BNM believes that as an initial measure, Balochistan should be declared as a disputed territory and the international laws applicable in such a case should be implemented. There, once Balochistan is declared a conflict zone, the aspirations of the Baloch people should be taken into consideration for the solution of this conflict. Ladies and gentlemen, our vision of an independent Balochistan. In passing, I also want to shed some light on our vision of a free Balochistan. What would a free Balochistan look like? We dream to make Balochistan a democratic, secular and liberal country with a mixed economy, avoiding the regional and international arms race. It will join the efforts for regional harmony and peaceful coexistence. All the citizens, regardless of their color, race, caste, religion and ethnicity, will enjoy equal social, cultural, economic and political rights. They will be free to make assembly or associations and there will be no bar to the freedom of speech and information. Basic health and education facilities will be made free for all without any discrimination, and all religious groups will be free to practice their rights without any fear. Once again, I thank you all for listening to me. I am truly touched by your concern.